Did you know that 85% of creative ideas come from outside your field of expertise? That's right. Some of the world's most original thinkers didn't stick to one area of knowledge. Instead, they drew inspiration from all kinds of unexpected places. But how did they do it? And what habits set them apart from the rest of us? In this video, we're diving into the surprising habits of the most creative minds. From embracing chaos to harnessing the power of failure, these are strategies that most people overlook, but they make all the difference. You'll learn why daydreaming could be your new best friend and how doing nothing could spark your next big idea. Stick around to discover the habits that turn ordinary thinkers into extraordinary ones. You might just find yourself unlocking a new level of creativity you never thought possible. Ready to think differently? Let's get started. Chapter 1. Embrace the chaos. Why disorder sparks innovation. Original thinkers often thrive in environments that are far from perfect. This might seem counterintuitive because we're all told that to be productive, we need order and structure. But chaos can actually ignite creativity. A study from the University of Minnesota found that people in messy spaces are more likely to come up with innovative solutions than those in tidy spaces. The key is that disorder encourages flexibility and out-of-the-box thinking. Take Albert Einstein, for example. His desk was famously cluttered, with papers scattered everywhere. Yet, it was in that mess that some of the world's most groundbreaking ideas were born. The disorder didn't slow him down, it freed him. By not being restricted by routine, Einstein could approach problems in new, untraditional ways. It's the same with your daily environment. When everything around you is predictable, your brain gets comfortable. But a little bit of unpredictability can push your mind to think in unexpected ways. Chaos can help you break free from repetitive thought patterns and see things from a different angle. Original thinkers also embrace uncertainty. This doesn't mean they like chaos for chaos' sake, but they understand that it's a fertile ground for creativity. In fact, research shows that exposure to ambiguity enhances creative problem-solving. When there's no clear answer, you're more likely to come up with something original. So, if you want to spark your creativity, stop obsessing over perfection. Allow your space and your thoughts to be a little messy. It might just be the best way to discover your next big idea. Chapter 2. Daydreaming is a superpower. How to harness your mind's wanderlust. Daydreaming is often seen as a waste of time, but for original thinkers, it's a secret weapon. We've all been told to focus, but sometimes the best ideas come when we let our minds wander. A study by Harvard University revealed that our brains are most active when we daydream. In fact, people who spend more time in mind-wandering states tend to perform better on creative tasks. Daydreaming gives you the space to connect seemingly unrelated ideas. When you let your mind wander, you're not bound by logic. Instead, your brain freely explores new pathways. This is why so many breakthrough moments happen during mundane activities, like taking a shower or going for a walk. Your brain isn't focused on a specific task, allowing it to make surprising connections. Einstein was a big fan of daydreaming. He once said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge," and he frequently relied on his daydreams to fuel his creativity. His famous thought experiment about riding a beam of light came to him while he was simply imagining what it would be like. If you want to unlock your creativity, give yourself permission to daydream. Create time in your schedule for moments of free thinking, where you don't feel pressured to produce anything. You'll be surprised by how many ideas surface when you let your mind drift. Don't worry about being productive all the time. Sometimes, creativity needs time to incubate. So, the next time you find your mind wandering, embrace it. It could be the beginning of something extraordinary. Chapter 3. The power of doing nothing. Creativity in silence. We live in a world where everyone seems to be constantly busy. But original thinkers know that doing nothing can be incredibly powerful. Silence and solitude provide the mental space needed for creativity to flourish. A quiet mind is like a blank canvas, ready to be filled with fresh ideas. In fact, a study from the University of California found that even short periods of silence can improve memory and increase creativity. When there's no external noise demanding your attention, your brain can focus on internal thoughts and make deeper connections. In silence, new ideas often emerge. Steve Jobs was known for his appreciation of silence. He often took long walks by himself, allowing his mind to roam freely. These walks weren't just for exercise, they were a form of creative incubation. Jobs knew that solitude helped him connect with his best ideas. Creativity isn't just about action, it's about reflection. The more time you spend in quiet contemplation, the more you can tap into your subconscious mind. This is where original thinkers find solutions that others may overlook. By sitting in silence, you give your mind the chance to process information and make new connections. Next time you feel overwhelmed with ideas or decisions, try unplugging for a while. Don't worry about accomplishing something right away. Just sit with your thoughts. Sometimes, the best ideas come when we least expect them, and silence can be the perfect environment for that to happen. If you're enjoying these tips, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more on how to unlock your creativity. Chapter 4. Break Your Own Rules. The Art of Creative Rebellion. Original thinkers are often rule breakers, but not in the traditional sense. They don't just break rules for the sake of it, they break rules because they know doing so can lead to new ways of thinking. In fact, studies show that people who embrace creative rebellion tend to be more innovative. A study by the University of California found that people who actively challenge the status quo are 25% more likely to come up with creative solutions. Take the example of Picasso. Known for his revolutionary art, he didn't follow the conventional techniques of his time. Instead, he turned the art world upside down by experimenting with new styles. Picasso once said, "Every act of creation is first an act of destruction." He believed that by breaking rules and rejecting tradition, new opportunities for creativity could arise. Breaking your own rules can be as simple as changing your approach to everyday tasks. For instance, if you always follow a rigid schedule, try leaving gaps for spontaneity. Instead of sticking to your usual routine, embrace unplanned moments where you can let your creativity flow freely. By stepping out of your comfort zone and shaking things up, you open yourself up to fresh ideas. Creative rebels don't fear failure, they welcome it. Embracing mistakes as part of the process allows you to learn and grow. It's about understanding that failure isn't the end, it's a step towards innovation. In fact, some of the most groundbreaking ideas were born out of failures that forced people to rethink their approach. If you want to become a more creative thinker, it's time to start questioning the rules you follow. Not everything needs to be done the right way. Sometimes, the most original ideas come from breaking free and taking a different path. Chapter 5. Curiosity over expertise. Why learning a little of everything boosts creativity. It's easy to think that expertise is the key to creativity, but original thinkers know that curiosity is often a better guide. Rather than becoming an expert in just one field, many creative minds are generalists. They explore a wide variety of subjects and interests. Steve Jobs, for example, famously said, "Creativity is just connecting things." He didn't limit his curiosity to just technology. He studied calligraphy, philosophy, and design, blending them all into the creation of Apple. A study by the University of California showed that people who engage in cross-disciplinary learning tend to be more creative. When you learn about different subjects, you can combine ideas in ways that others may not consider. The ability to pull knowledge from various fields and create something new is a hallmark of original thinking. Take the example of Leonardo da Vinci. He wasn't just an artist, he was also an engineer, a scientist, and an inventor. His wide-ranging interests allowed him to approach problems in unique ways. Da Vinci's ability to merge art and science led to inventions and masterpieces that still inspire us today. Curiosity also keeps your mind sharp. When you constantly seek new information, your brain is forced to make new connections. This can spark fresh ideas and solutions. It's not about being an expert in everything, it's about being willing to learn and explore new things. To boost your creativity, try stepping outside your usual areas of interest. Take up a hobby you know nothing about, or read a book on a subject that's completely foreign to you. The more you expose yourself to different ideas and experiences, the more opportunities your brain has to connect the dots in new ways. Chapter 6. Fail. Then fail better. How mistakes lead to creative mastery. The fear of failure holds many people back, but for original thinkers, failure is an essential part of the creative process. In fact, some of the most successful people in history failed repeatedly before they succeeded. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His perspective on failure was simple. Every mistake was a step closer to the right answer. Failing isn't just about making mistakes, it's about learning from them. A study from the University of Michigan found that people who embrace failure as a learning opportunity are 30% more likely to succeed in the long run. Each failure provides valuable feedback that can be used to refine and improve your ideas. Consider the story of J.K. Rowling. Before Harry Potter became a worldwide sensation, Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers. She could have easily given up after hearing no so many times, but instead, she learned from each rejection and kept improving her manuscript. Her persistence paid off, and now, Harry Potter is one of the best-selling book series in history. Creative minds don't shy away from failure, they embrace it as part of the journey. Failure can teach you lessons that success can't. It can show you what doesn't work, so you can adjust and try again. By viewing failure through a positive lens, you begin to see it not as an obstacle, but as a tool for growth. If you're afraid of failing, remember that every mistake is an opportunity to learn. The more you fail, the more you improve. As you experiment, fail, and try again, your creativity will flourish. Don't be afraid to fail, be afraid of never trying at all. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss more tips on how to become a creative genius.